So out on my horse, the old Boardman, and this morning the idea is to step out and go to this farm shop that's about an hour and a half, 2 hours away, probably about 2 hours on this mountain bike, and get some kefir drinks, yogurt or raw milk, because my son fancies a bit of raw milk, I believe. So he was meant to be coming with me, but you know what it's like. So I guess thinking of it as a behavioural experiment, stepping out this morning I was a bit like meh, you know. It's a bit like, you know, do I really want to go out there? Is it going to be so hot? And you know, is my knee going to be okay? My back might pull out and then I won't be happy about that. I've got this essay to finish off, you know. Bit of dialogue like that, you know. And it's a bit like, okay, well, let's see what happens, you know. You know, because it's this thing, isn't it, where sometimes we just need to get out the door, and then actually I'm about 5 kilometers in now, and I'm feeling pretty good, you know. And there's been new information come to mind around, like, it's actually much easier to cycle at the moment than before. Last time I was on the bike, I'm like, what is that? And it's like I've had a bike upgrade, you know, but actually what I've done is I've lost weight, you know. So that's like the biggest bike upgrade you can get, is to lose weight yourself, you know, if you're overweight, because actually you're hauling less weight around. So actually it feels a lot easier to do the cycling, which is quite interesting, you know, because I didn't even really think about that before I stepped out. And my knees had some weird things, but it's actually, it feels like it's putting pressure on different things than my normal walking or running, you know. It's having different stimuli, different muscles being used and stuff, you know. So yes, I'm just out in the country here. You've seen like one motorbike, one car up to now. It's about, what, 6 something now. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, because sometimes there's this thing, isn't it, where we have these little dialogues with ourselves and before doing something, and it's like, how do we just get out the door, you know? So I just kind of pumped up the tyres, got some water, got my wallet to get the stuff. Then I was thinking, well, you know what, let's just get to you know, halfway there and see what happens. I can always just come back. The only slight thing is it's like a big grind uphill for about the first hour. But then I was kind of thinking, well, yeah, it's a grind uphill for the first hour, but you know, if I've got any issues, I can just glide back down that massive hill. In some ways there's little hills, but it's mainly like a big uphill for about an hour, you know. So there's these little mini dialogues we can have with ourselves just to convince ourselves to get out the door. But it feels good now, you know, so I'll let you know how it goes. Some proper cyclists up the head there. So yeah, I'm about, I don't know, it's probably about an hour or more in now. Yeah, I'm about 10 kilometers down the road now, and I've grinded out the long uphill, which I know is about 10 kilometers or something like that. And I feel pretty good, to be honest. And it's kind of interesting, you know, that thing, isn't it, where actually, what's the actual experience? Well, I've enjoyed it, and it's been much easier cycling than it was the last time for some reason. I think that's because of the weight loss, maybe I don't know, other things, but it's interesting, you know, because we don't think that it could be easier than it was the last time. We think it might be harder because we've not been out for a bit, you know, but actually it's easier. Yeah, interesting. And I noticed my core and my stomach, you know, my stomach muscles working. I noticed different muscles in my leg working. My knee's been alright really, it's done little twings and stuff, but actually it's like a different kind of muscles getting worked, you know. So yeah, and it's doing me well up to now. There was some proper cyclists went past me at great speed. But you know, I like to just take it easy and grind it out. So have a good one. So, there's this thing where when we've got a massive hill ahead of us, and we know we do, it can be helpful to just focus on the moment, focus on your breathing, and not project too far ahead, as in look up the massive hill. I know this one goes on for ages, you know. But it's just being in the moment a bit more and just saying, right, let's have a look at that next tree, you know. So for example, this is the little country road, and I know it goes on for ages, you know. But I'm just looking at this next wee tree here. I'm just looking at my bike, you know. I'm just breathing and just noticing the trees, tree trunks and stuff like that, you know. And just kind of slowly grinding it up the hill. So just stopped for a water break, and I guess I was just thinking it's pretty cool that basically over there, those hills that you can see in the distance, that's what I climbed up earlier, and so that was basically at the top of those hills over there, plus 10 kilometres, that's where I live, you know. And it's kind of, it's pretty cool just to take perspective sometimes, because effectively I've grinded up this hill, and now I'll be going down the other side, somewhere down there to go to this farm shop. But yeah, thinking about staying hydrated, so I just stopped for a wee water break. It's been about an hour and a half. Feels pretty good. No issues. A bit of shoulder ag, but I've got an old injury on my shoulder and I think a bit of scar tissue there or something, but it's nothing too deep. And I guess I'm a bit regretful that I didn't bring a carry bag. But I might get one at the farm shop, because I've seen like 4 or 5 big juicy cherry trees that I quite fancy grabbing, but we'll see about that on the way back. Alright, have a good one. Oh my god, I made it. My legs are feeling it now, and this is so funny, you know. I was like, oh my god, does this actually exist or not? Because there's like some hospital here and all sorts, and then this is like literally just here. I've never been here before. It's kind of mad. Oh my god, it's only £1 for like half a litre. Right. That's brilliant. Oh my god. And they'll even sell all of this, look. How cool is that? I really fancy a bit of that cheese, to be honest, Kentish Blue. They've got all these milk bottles and all that as well. Oh my goodness. Wow. How cool is that? Oh, very nice. Bit pricey for the cheese, but you know. Wow. Really fueling a few hours of the cow's being milked. Beautiful. Wow. Wow. 4 days, you've got to drink it within 4 days. Fantastic. Well, I've never seen anything like this. I'm going to call my son and say to him, what does he want? Okay. My legs are feeling it though, but you know, I might have to gulp some of this milk, we'll see. I just climbed up a little hill on the way back, and I was just thinking I had to give a shout to Karen, the farmer, and the farmer's wife, and or whatever, and I said to her, oh yeah, the bottles have got stuck on the vending machine and all this, yeah, and she said, oh, where you come from and all this, yeah. I was like, yeah, this and that, and set off at 6. And she says, oh yeah, I was weeding the garden and mowed all the grass at 6 in the morning. And I was like, oh wow. I'm just like, wow, you know, getting organised at 6 in the morning on a Sunday, you know. But anyway, just some wee reflections. So I've just grabbed myself a little snack with all these blackberries here, and they'll come out really nice. It's in the sun. I'm going to refuel with a few handfuls of blackberries. So, heading back, I found this little new route which I haven't seen before, even though I've been down these roads loads, and you can hear the church bells. So lovely. Oh yeah, I got that cycle in the bag. Got some raw milk from that interesting vending machine at a dairy farm, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it took about, I don't know, I was stopping a wee bit and stuff, but it was like 4 hours of cycling, 5 hours in total or something, with wee breaks and stuff. And I got kind of refueled by some blackberries on the way around, which was essential, because I got a bit of cramp in my right thigh, you know. But other than that, got it in the bag and feel really good from it. So yeah, just had a little kind of something to eat, 10-minute snooze, and now it's off to the football tournament for my son. So we're going to do that now. Fingers crossed they win. Oh, I just realised that it's football tournament till 6:15 or something. It's a bit brutal. But I'm not even playing just now, they're just warming up and stuff, so I guess I'm optimising my time by going for a wee wander in the fields. This is I'll show you, the rapeseed now. It used to be yellow, yeah? But now it's all little seeds, and these little black seeds inside these pods is what they make the rapeseed oil out of, you know? So yeah, it's one of these things. It's a bit tricky because I guess it's about time management a little bit, isn't it? And it's thinking about, well, what do we do with our time, and you know, how do we optimize things? And I guess despite there being about 1,000 people over there, I'm just kind of taking a bit of time out. I'll go and join them again in a minute for an hour or two, but you know, I'm making the most of just kind of getting a few steps up, you know. I'm just having a look, because even just like cool butterflies like that one, you know, amongst everything. And I guess I'm trying to plan now. I'm trying to plan and think, well, I've got an essay to finish off for tomorrow at some point, which will need at least 2 hours, if not more. I can do a bit of that tomorrow, but the bulk of it needs to be done today. Well, 1,000 words or something, so I guess it's a tricky one, because it's kind of like when I get back I need to eat something and then get like an hour or two done on that, and then go to bed early because it's the England game tonight at 1 in the morning, and the family all want to watch it, so we need to get up 12:30 and then watch the England game, and then go back to bed, and then go for a walk, do the sauna and all this shenanigans. So it is that thing about how to get to sleep quickly, isn't it, sometimes? Yeah, and I guess part of that's going to be being sufficiently tired from exercise to fall asleep really quickly. Yeah, for me at least anyway. So I'm going to try and up my steps while I'm at this 5-hour football tournament, while nipping in and out to watch the match that they actually play. But then while they're just sitting around, I'll go for a walk. Anyway, have a good one. Oh, I just wanted to show some flower seeds heads that I collected. So these were just wild at the side of the road, and these ones come out in like a beautiful kind of purpley flower, and inside those little pods there's loads of seeds. And this is poppy, big poppy seeds, and look at all these seeds that I've got here. Basically, yeah, just collected them at the side of the road as I was cycling, and now I'm going to plant some of them in the garden, you know. Morning. So yeah, it's Monday. It's going to be a scorcher week. I think it's meant to be like 30 plus degrees, maybe even 33 degrees today, which is something else. Yeah, and I decided to tell myself that I would sleep instead of watching the England game, and I went to bed quite early. Well, not massively early, probably about 9:30, 9 or something, 9:30, 10, something like that. Can't remember exactly, but I slept through until 2 in the morning, and then I got up and I watched the first half pretty much of the football with my son and my wife, and that was amazing. And then I decided, right, I feel pretty tired now again, and if I stay up and watch the whole game, it's going to really mess me up, and I've got a lot to do today, and I've got an essay to finish off by midnight tonight, and I thought that's not going to be a good feel, and I'm not going to be able to think straight. So I went back to bed, and yeah, and then I woke up pretty late for me. What was it? about 7 o'clock. It's pretty amazing, really. So I had a pretty epic sleep in it by all accounts. Apart from watching some football, about half an hour or something, 45 minutes, whatever it was. I think that was a good choice. It was a perfect choice in some ways, because I feel pretty good today. And it is about making these certain choices and noticing what happens, you know. And I saw Bellingham's 2 goals, you know, in rapid succession, which was beautiful. Yeah. And I'm just really thankful that I grinded out that big long cycle yesterday in the morning, and I was thinking that it's a perfect thing in some ways for me to put in my diary as a thing to do, is to go and collect some raw milk, you know, because it's such a distance away that it's like, you know, requires a bit of a grind on the cycling, as in there's like 3 biggish hills that need to be got over at least, and a load of little ones. Plus it's on the edge of that kind of tiredness thing where it's about, on my slow mountain bike, which has got the big fat tyres, it took me about 2 hours to get there, and about an hour and a half to get back, because there's more downhill on the way back, more uphill on the way there. So it was about 4 hours in total, but then 5 hours in total, kind of because of stops and buying raw milk and all this, yeah. But it's a good distance because I feel pretty pumped from that. Not as in pumped, but just I could feel all muscles. Yeah, I did get a cramp in my right thigh a little bit, but I ate some blackberries and that seemed to sort me out. And I'm thinking that if I take, because I've got 3 bikes and one of them's a road bike that's pretty nice, I'm kind of thinking along the lines of, well, if I took my road bike, it'd probably take me like, I don't know, more like an hour and a half to get there, and maybe even like an hour and 15 to get back, or maybe it would even be like an hour to get there and an hour to get back, I don't know, because it's so much faster on my road bike. But it just tends to be that I've been avoiding using it because it does put more pressures on my back and stuff. But I've got no issues with my back today, which is beautiful. So it is this thing of like noticing what the kind of predictions are of, say, having a dodgy knee or back and all this, and actually what's the outcome, because there's these little like things that come to mind, but actually none of it happened, you know. And so life is like one continual series of behavioural experiments in some ways, and as long as we can notice what actually came to pass, then happy days. Yes, there was a couple of drivers that were not very nice, but that's out of, say there was 1,000 drivers, there was 2 that were not behaving as they should have done. So yeah, it's all in context, and yeah, it's good stuff. So this idea of life being a one continual behavioural experiment, or series of behavioural experiments, and how it's helpful to update our head with regards to what was the actual experience versus what we kind of had anxiety about or whatever else, yeah. Have a great day.